that we're doing is going to be called Egbekor. It's called Acha Egbekor. So Egbekor is actually a war dance, and it's actually traditionally a long time ago it was danced with machetes, but now they dance with horsetails. And so what happens is after the horse gets old and it passes away, they use the horsetail for the dance. It's actually a very beautiful thing. And it's actually going to happen in this next piece, as well as a piece that's also called Acha, and it's called Horsetail Acha, and it's from Togo. But we'll talk about that later, and that comes later. So I'm just going to talk a little bit while the dancers are getting ready. Yeah, for sure. While the dancers are getting ready, I just want to talk a little bit about some of the drums that we have up here. So these two smaller drums right here are called kiti, and they're part of the set of drums that actually support the lead drum. They kind of fill in a lot of the phrasing gaps that happen between the lead drum, the rhythms that are played on the lead drum. This drum right here is called the kagau, and this drum actually has a pretty simple pattern, but it's one of the hardest patterns to place in the cycle of the music. So the music has a cyclical nature to it. There's a lot of repeats. And this particular drum, the place that drum is actually put inside of the cycle is very, very difficult to place, but it's a fun drum to play. I'll be playing it. So this instrument right here is called the ahatse, also known as the shaker. And then we have this instrument right here, which is called the gankogwi, also known as the bell. This is actually the timekeeper of the whole ensemble here. And the person that usually plays that has to be the best at keeping the tempo, keeping the beat, just because of the fact that all of these other instruments are dependent upon that instrument staying locked in. Each one of these patterns happens in a specific place of the bell, and so if the bell goes off, then the whole thing breaks down. So it's a very, very important instrument. The other instrument, the last instrument I want to talk about, is called the achimavu. So this is the main lead drum, and it could be played with two sticks or a stick in a hand. This drum is often giving many different phrases that signal movement, either movement changes from the lead drum to the dancer, or it could be in response to a movement that the dancers wish to play. The dancers wish to dance, and they ask the lead drummer to play specific rhythms, and then the lead drummer will play those rhythms. Yes. So there's another element of this piece that I do want to talk about. That there are some patterns that are going to be missing from this piece, just because of we don't have the personnel to quite cover it this time. But there's two drums that actually hang on the stand opposite each other, and there's two players that sit opposite each other. One of the parts is called totoji, and the other is called kaboto. And as part of this dance, one of the players would be sitting with their back facing the audience, and the other person would be playing in front of that person, and they'd be looking at each other in the eyes while playing some very, very intricate hocketing patterns. So when I say hocketing, I mean that there are certain beats that one person is playing that interlock like a zipper with the other beats that the person across from them are playing. And then there's different variations, and they kind of play off of each other, and it really kind of brings the level of the music to a really kind of hypnotic state. It really gets people moving, it gets people feeling the music. Now, we still have other elements of that piece which also kind of help with that. One of them is what the kiti plays, which is a very, very fast pattern of 3 open, 3 closed. And then we also have what the conga plays, which is a whole lot of upbeats, and that often gets the blood flowing too. So looks like what we will do now is we're just going to play a little bit of the slow rhythms for you as we wait for the dancers to come out. And we'll kind of roll through some of the phrasing in the slower tempo so that you can hear how some of the phrasing goes with the lead drum in conjunction with all of the other instruments that we have playing the piece. And here is some of the instrumental for Bekor slow, and then when the dancers come out, they will start dancing with the movements for the slow, and then we'll go to the fast.